So hello friends, welcome back to the new phylum Nematoda. Now Nematoda, these are also called as SK helminths, and in common language these are also called as roundworms. Why these are called roundworms? Because these appear round in their cross section, hence these are also called as roundworms. Now these are just कीड़ा, पेट के कीड़े हैं, है ना? These are mostly parasitic forms. These causes many diseases like ascariasis, elephant foot, and loose motions. Different diseases they cause. If you see the shape कैसी है? These are bilaterally symmetrical, and again these are triploblastic. But no true body cavity is present. Pseudocoelom is present. Pseudocoelom बनती है इसमें. Now they don't have true organs, but tissues are present. Tissues होते हैं इसमें. Now these are mostly parasitic forms. इनमें ज़्यादातर parasitic forms हैं. In Ascaris, male and female Ascaris, they are separate. Okay. Now Nematoda, these are further advanced than the flatworms. Our next phylum, let us go to our next phylum, Annelida. Annelida came from the word annulus. Annulus मतलब ring-like structure. You can see these have segments on their body, है ना? The body is divided into segments. That is why these are called as annelids. So these are first true segmented organisms. Like other worms, these are also bilaterally symmetrical, and these are also triploblastic. Now they have well developed organs. There is fully differentiation of organs. These are found in fresh water, and there may be parasitic forms also. The circulatory system found is closed circulatory system. Now these are different types. For example, earthworm that is called farmer's friend, and leech that is a blood sucking organism. Both are found in Annelida. In leech you can see suckers that through which it attaches to the body of the host organism. खून चूस लेती है बिल्कुल बुरे तरीके से. तो ये किस में है? Annelids में. Our next phylum is Arthropoda. If somebody asks you सबसे ज़्यादा insects हैं दुनिया में, तो largest phylum कौन सा हुआ? The largest phylum of animal kingdom is Arthropoda. 70% of the population of all organisms are insects. These are bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical है. These are triploblastic. Triploblastic है. Then true coelom is present. From annelids, true coelom is present in Arthropoda. But they are more advanced. They have blood cavity filled with, they have body cavity filled with blood. Now why they are called arthropods? Because they have joint appendages. Now अब इनमें क्या खास खास बात है? इनके आगे जाके बहुत सारे अलग अलग तरह की फॉर्म्स पाई जाती हैं. दे हैव वेराइटी ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स. Sexual reproduction, they lay eggs, they reproduce by different means. They also act as vector for many diseases. You can see prawns that is used as fish, spiders, butterflies, houseflies, scorpions, cockroaches. All these are arthropods. Their body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. In insects, 3 pairs of legs, and in some, 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings are present. We can keep on talking about the arthropoda. That is very big phylum. We can keep on talking about that. The next phylum is Mollusca. Mollusca contains soft skinned animals. Okay. Now, these are highly soft skinned animals. Therefore, for protection, their body is covered with shell. Can you see? Inside the shell, there are soft organisms present. Then again, these are bilaterally symmetrical. But in octopus, what type of symmetry? Radial symmetry is present. In some there is segmentation is also found. You can see here segmentation is also there. Now like arthropods, they have open circulatory system, and like arthropods they have also developed organs for excretion. नेफ्रीडियास होते हैं, इनके अंदर अलग ऑर्गन्स प्रेजेंट है. नेफ्रीडिया अर्थवॉर्म में है, इंसेक्ट्स में अलग अलग ऑर्गन्स हैं, मोलस्का में और ज़्यादा, जस्ट सिमिलर टू द किडनीज. वी से primitive kidneys. Now they have a muscular foot for the movement. Correct? Now nature have tried everything. Now it goes back and now it is making the next phylum which is just similar to our Coelenterata. उसमें क्या आ गया? Echinodermata. These are free living marine animals. Most marine animals हैं इसमें. These are found at the base of the sea. सभी समुंदर के बेस पे हमको मिलते हैं. These are Echinodermata. Echino means spiny skinned animals. These are triploblastic. Triploblastic हैं, तीन germ layers present हैं, and they have coelomic cavity. The true body cavity is present. Now for movement, move करने के लिए इनमें क्या होते हैं बेटा? ट्यूब फीट होते हैं, water filled tube feet which help in movement, which help in capturing of food, इधर उधर जाने में. Then they have for their protection hard exoskeleton made up of calcium carbonate. There are different examples. Generally pentamerous symmetry है इसमें, देख लीजिए starfish के अंदर. So it has regeneration also. इसमें regeneration है. If you cut one arm of starfish, then it regenerates its arm. Highest power of regeneration is found in platyhelminths, in flatworms, in planaria. How many pieces you make of planaria, it will further make many planarians. Let us go to our next phylum, that is Protochordata. Protochordata, these are the connecting link between non-chordates and the chordates. Now why these are called Protochordata? Proto means earlier and chordata means presence of notochord. Notochord is a rod-like structure which is derived from mesoderm. Along with its back, the muscles are attached which help in the movement. It also helps in protection. Now, in any stage of life, if notochord is present, the organism is called as chordata. Now, the symmetry is bilateral symmetry, triploblastic, and they have coelomic cavity. The body cavity is present. Then examples: Balanoclosis, Amphioxus, and Herdmania. These are examples of protochordata. Our next phylum is phylum Vertebrata. The Vertebrata, it is the most advanced phylum. In this there are present vertebral column. The notochord is replaced by vertebral column and internal skeleton is present. The body has bilateral symmetry and they are triploblastic in nature. They have a coelomic cavity. The body is divided into tissues. Tissues forms the organ and organ systems are present. Their body is divided into 4 parts: head, neck, trunk and tail. Now for movement, they have 2 pairs of fins or 2 pairs of limbs. Brain is also present. Sensory organs are developing. Then formation of heart is there. Now if respiration is there, so respiration occurs by gills in water, and if it is on land, then it occurs through the lungs. Then for reproduction, the sexes are separate, male and female sexes are separate. These vertebrates are further divided into 5 different classes. Now those classes are Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and mammals. These are 5 different classes of vertebrata. Okay, isn't it good? let us start with the Pisces. Pisces. Actually, the Pisces, these are not class, but this is a superclass. Pisces is not a class but superclass. Okay, these contains cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes both. Now sharks, these come under the cartilaginous fishes, and rohu, that is a bony fish. So cartilaginous fishes, these have mouth. See, the mouth is lateral here in the cartilaginous fishes, and mouth is terminal in the bony fishes. Now see the gills. Gills are open, and here gills are covered with operculum. Can you see here gills? Gills are covered by operculum. Then unpaired fins are present, and here paired fins are present in the bony fishes. Then the tail is heterocircle, and here the tail is homeocircle. Now as they are present in water, so they have scales or plates for the protection. Then they have lateral line sense organs. Can you see this? We have lateral line sense organs. Now in bony fishes, they have a bladder. Okay, but cartilaginous fish, they have to swim together, otherwise they will sink and die. Heart is only two chambered, one auricle and one ventricle is present, that is called as venous heart. Okay, now these lay eggs, these are oviparous, and these lay eggs in the water. Now on the basis of endoskeleton, which is either cartilaginous or made up of bones, we divide them into two categories: cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes. So this is superclass Pisces. The next class is amphibia. What is amphibia? Amphi means both, bia means life. The organisms which can live both on water as well as land are called as amphibians. Now they don't have any scales. They have mucus glands. So through those mucus glands they can respire. They have cutaneous respiration. Now all the fishes, all the amphibians, all the reptiles, and all non-chordates, protochordates, they are all cold-blooded organisms. What are cold-blooded? Cold-blooded organisms are those organisms which cannot maintain their body temperature according to the surroundings. Their body temperature varies with the surroundings. If surrounding temperature increases, their body temperature also increases. If surrounding temperature decreases, their body temperature also decreases. These are also oviparous. These lay eggs, and those eggs give rise to the new organism. Okay, these contains frogs, toads, salamanders, ichthyophis. These are all amphibians. They can live on water as well as land. Now the heart is advanced than the Pisces. They have three chambered heart, two auricles, and one ventricle is present. The neck is absent. इसमें neck नहीं होता. Okay. Now they have lungs for the respiration. These are advanced than Pisces. The next class is of reptilia. Okay. So we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.